Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's GSO TV. Thank you for staying tuned, and we are here at the lovely Morgan Falls Park in Sandy Springs, Georgia. And I'm just so happy to be here. So thrilled for you to join us here on this episode of GSO TV. We have with us today a very special guest. I am happy to have her on. Let's go ahead and bring her on out. Come on out. Come on down.
Hey, James, how are you?
Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that we should tell the people, first of all, how we met. I was at my cousin Vitel. She was having a performance at an event, y'all. And shout out to Vitel. Shout out to you, cousin. And there were vendors there, and there was a table there, and it said Creative Society. And it sparked my interest immediately because I was like, hey, I like being creative. And if you put creative with society, hey, that sounds good to me. So there was a young lady there, and she was like, hey, do you want to say a couple words? So I did an interview, and then I said, hey, you need to come on my show and do an interview, and here we are. So tell the people who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really honored, and this is an amazing opportunity to spread the word about the Creative Society for me, and actually, to just share whatever I feel on the inside, whatever motivates me and inspires me to do all those things that I do. So basically, my name is Kate. I am originally from Ukraine. I moved to the United States this year, the beginning of the year, and I'm very happy to be here and to actually, let's say, popularize the project, the international project, which is called Creative Society. The goal of the project is to create conditions worldwide for human life to be the highest value, not on paper as it is right now in every constitution of every country, but indeed. Truly, indeed, so that every person in the world, no matter where they come from, no matter what color their skin they have, no matter what religion they preach, no matter what their occupation or profession is, who they are, it doesn't matter. What matters is human life. And we all should be provided with equal conditions, equal opportunities in every country. And of course, with, I would say, decent conditions to live our life, to enjoy our life, to develop, to flourish, to create, and just to live the life of a dream, to love what we do and share this love and peace with all the people in the world.
Wow. Now, you just said a lot there, Kate.
Sorry.
Said a lot. Let's go back and unpack some of that. Okay, so to begin with, you are from the Ukraine.
Yes.
Okay, so you are here because of the current war.
Yes,
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, welcome, but I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So give us a little information about, back home and what's going on and, how you happen to join us and be here with us here in America.
Sure. Well, to be honest, just yesterday I was talking to my parents that are right now in Ukraine, and, well, the situation is not changing to any better in terms of stopping the war. And I mean, not just in Ukraine, but if I'm not mistaken, right now we have more than 27 armed military conflicts going on in the world. So I mean, if we're talking about the fact that we're so developed as a civilization, as a society, we're so smart, technologically advanced, how come in the 21st century we still have such a term as wars and such actions?
I tell you what, that's a very deep question. And we've talked a few times over the phone, and ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you, I feel like me and this woman could just talk about politics and what's going on in the world all day. And to me, it's just very interesting, how two people you know, who were raised or born in two completely different parts of the world, you know, can talk and have conversations about a similar topic and, you know, have so much in common in that area. So I really just love it. I love the conversations that we had. You know, I love your mind frame. I love your dedication to, you know, wanting to create a better world and wanting to create change in society. Like, I'm all for it. And that's one of the main reasons, one of the big reasons why I definitely wanted you to come out here, you know, and share your story and, you know, talk about the creative society with the people. So, just like you said, war is everywhere. And you know, us as humans in a society where we're supposed to be at the most advanced point in society, yeah. You would think that there wouldn't be any more wars. You would think that there wouldn't be any more homelessness, you know, and all of the isms and schisms and things that have developed within society. But it seems like the creative society, the organization that we are here to discuss, has come up with a solution. And they are pushing an agenda to make the world a better place. So please tell us more about what the creative society has to offer us.
Oh, for sure. Well, first of all, I want to dedicate just a little tiny bit of time to actually explain how creative society as an idea, as a project, has originated. Like, how did it happen? How did it start? So basically, so far, the project is, if I'm not mistaken, around 3 years old. So it's, I would say, a baby, right? Okay, just a little child. But before that, the volunteers of other different organizations around the world have been conducting social surveys, international interviews, roundtables with all sorts of people, starting from housewives and finishing with scientists, you know, finishing with, I don't know, particle physicists and stuff. So basically, we created a platform that provided people an opportunity to speak up, to share whatever they feel like sharing in terms of what type of society they want to live in. What kind of conditions should we all create together so that we would feel comfortable, so that we would feel that we're not surviving, that we're not in that constant survival mode, that we are actually living our life, living it to the best, right? Right. So for the past 10 years, or even maybe a little bit more, volunteers from all over the world were conducting those social surveys, talking to people, and people expressed their opinions. And based on that huge social research, we gathered all those answers of people, analyzed them, and came up with actually 8 pillars of the creative society. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter what kind of name you come up with, whether it's creative society, constructive society, I don't know, society of love and peace. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It's all just adjectives. What matters is the essence. So basically, these 8 pillars, you can actually check them out on the website if you like.
What's that website?
creativesociety.com.
Go check it out.
Yeah, so basically, the 8 pillars is something that we all actually dream of. Like, putting human life on the first place, having transparency and openness of information for all, having free access to education, healthcare, no matter where you come from, having this self-governing society where you actually can be the active member of society, where you actually can influence the decisions that are being made. Not like right now, right, where we have the representatives, we have politicians that, to be honest, they don't really care about us and our well-being. I mean, what they care is about themselves, right?
It seems like we're at a point in human society where governments control people when it's actually supposed to be the other way around. The people are supposed to control the government.
Yes. And basically, the thing is, the problem is actually not in the politicians. The problem is not in, I don't know, the systems or something. To be honest, in my personal opinion, the problem is in the overall system that we ourselves created. We got used to shifting the responsibility onto other people, being inactive, and then basically just coping with the consequences, right? Whenever we give that much power to one individual or to a group of individuals, right, as it happens right now when nations basically give away their power along with their responsibility to some individuals, we actually are harming those people who are in power. Because you know what? I read one very interesting research saying that whenever a person gets tremendous amount of power and access to huge amounts of finances, there are mirror neurons that we have in our brain that are responsible for actually empathy, that are responsible for learning new skills from each other that's how we learn things, right? They are dying out. So basically, we ourselves harming those people physically. So they're physically not, healthy to actually be in charge of the decisions that they make and stuff like that. So that's very interesting. And what I feel like is that like the 8th pillar of the creative society, the self-governing society, that's a really, really big step for all of us to actually grow up, to actually become responsible for our actions, for our words, for what we do, what we plan on doing, and to actually, take that responsibility, take it in our hands and actually do great things. And we're capable of doing that.
Absolutely.
We are creative. We have tremendous amount of experience, knowledge, as a civilization, as humanity, and we can actually use it for the better. So that's what we're trying to do, actually, in the creative society.
Absolutely. Hey, it sounds great. It sounds wonderful. I definitely would like to play my part, in the creative society. Anything that I can do to help and promote, that's why we're here right now. But I'm on board. You know what I'm saying? And
thank you.
Yeah, and the beauty of nature here, it's just a reminder that, we want to preserve nature.
For sure.
Society today has become an agent used to actually destroy nature. And nature is God. Without nature, there is none of us. We all come from nature. So we need to preserve nature. We need to take care of nature. I think we need to get back to nature and get back to our roots and, understand how nature works.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like we've gotten away from that. And also, just like you said, I think everybody wants to live in a better society. I think that, this society has become somewhat of a rat race. A lot of us, all we do is go to work and come home and pay bills and rinse and repeat. What I'm saying? There are a lot of people I know in my life like that. You out there watching, you might be like that, living in that rat race society where you feel like all you do is work and pay bills. I feel like there has to be a better way, Kate.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like there has to be
for sure. And what I really like is the fact that you mentioned nature. And right now, in the framework of the project, we also conduct international conferences, forums, roundtables and stuff on different topics. And actually, climate change is one of the main topics that we are right now advocating for. And climate change not just in terms of pollution of the environment, but actually of some other very serious processes that are taking place.
There is a lot going on as far as climate change.
Actually, just recently, I rewatched one very important video about the ocean, the world ocean, like what is happening to it. Why do we experience right now the natural disasters that we see? Maybe right here, right now, we don't see it, right? But to be honest, if you just take a look at natural disasters that happened all over the world since the beginning of this year, you will be shocked.
Hawaii, I know Hawaii had a real bad...
Hawaii.
Yeah, but that was just one.
But Hawaii, in my personal opinion, here we have a couple of multiple problems in terms of Hawaii, where people were not warned, the government wasn't prepared, and so it's like a snowball that is rolling off the hill, and it's just like one over another, all those situations. But also, let's say Turkey and Syria, the beginning of this year, how many people passed away because of those earthquakes that happened there.
Right about
yes. And let's not go like that far away. Recently, Libya, if I'm not mistaken, Derna, like the half of the city was washed away by the flood into the ocean. So many people also died there, so many casualties. And those are the people that we could save, actually, if we were prepared, if we would actually predict that kind of situations, if we would really care about what is happening with the world, not just, sell those CO2 quotas to corporations and, segregate trash and stuff. I mean, segregation of trash is great, but where does it end up? Mm-hmm. Have you ever asked this question?
I have.
It ends up in the same landfill in the third world countries.
Really?
Where people actually suffer of different diseases, cancer, and all sorts of diseases that are not curable because, they're polluting that part of the world thinking that, it doesn't matter, it's not us. But there are people there as well, right?
Yeah, and that sort of takes me to a conversation that we had about everything being connected.
Yeah.
Especially today where we're living in a world where, what's going on in one part of the world, we can know about it instantly. Social media, brings us all close together. But, the idea that what goes on in other places affects all of us and that we're all part of, we're all part of this world so that we're all connected. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You were talking about how they take the trash and put it somewhere else. I think a lot of that also has to do with capitalism. Because
for sure.
Capitalism puts profits over people. And I think that's another big problem that we have as a society is that those who are in control seek profits over the lives and benefit of people. What do you think about that?
I 100% agree with you on that. And actually, during the conferences and forums that we held, we actually call this type of society that we live in right now a consumers-based society. So, meaning we as human beings consume not just natural resources, we just not consume food or something, right? Like products. We consume each other as human beings. Right now, money is in the first place. Money, power, and the overall wealth of some individuals. Mm-hmm. This is what comes first, unfortunately. And we all realize it, we all understand it. But as society, right now, we are at the point that we feel helpless.
Right.
We feel like,
powerless.
This is the system. What can I do? I'm just a cogwheel in the system. I cannot change anything. My voice doesn't matter. Blah, 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 blah. And this is actually, there is a term in psychology which is called learned helplessness. Meaning, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Do you like elephants?
I do like elephants.
You do like elephants. That's great. I do like elephants as well. So they're big, right? They're massive creatures.
And elephants
very
never
strong.
forget anything, right?
Yeah. So if you take an elephant, the little one, just a baby, right? If you put the rope over its neck, tie it to the tree, it'll try to fight that rope, right? It will try to kind of get away, right? Escape. But it will not be capable of doing that because the tree is stronger, because the elephant is small, it's just a baby. Mm-hmm. So it grows up with this mindset of having the tree being stronger than himself. When it grows up, it's a huge creature. It's very strong, very powerful, massive.
Yes.
That tree is nothing to him. But it will never try to escape the tree, the rope, the conditions in which it was placed in since a little child, because it thinks that he is not strong enough.
Oh, wow.
And now think about us people right now. We have a tremendous amount of power within ourselves, the creative power. We're so amazing, we cannot even imagine, but we think that we cannot change anything. Why? Because someone, let's say the system that we ourselves created, made us think that we're not capable of that. Yeah.
Whew, that's deep. That's psychological. That's a Jedi mind trick for you, ain't it?
Yeah. So the hardest part and the most, I would say, amazing part of being a participant of the Creative Society project is actually interacting with people and reminding them of the fact that they have that power within themselves.
Absolutely.
That they are capable of change. It is hard, but it's so... I cannot even think of the better word to say, but it's so amazing to see when a person actually realizes that and starts to act and starts to do something not just for themselves, but for the society as well. And I mean, it goes vice versa. If you do something for others, you get it in return, you get it back. Because at the end of the day, if we change the conditions, if we create this world where everybody will have equal opportunities, it means that me and you and Tatiana and you guys, you who are watching us right now, you all will have these equal opportunities. You all will have the possibility. Let's say we have someone watching us right now who, since he or she was a little child, really wanted to become an archaeologist. But something happened. I mean, lack of finances to go to university, lack of motivation of teachers because they don't get the proper pay for what they do to actually encourage the kids to, to study well or think like that. Lack of opportunity to actually being able to go abroad, like having those passports and things like that. Made them actually change their mind and give up on their dream of becoming the archaeologist, right?
Right.
So let's change the situation all the way around. Let's say we live in the Creative Society. First of all, you have free education. You can attend free education, and that is possible. I'll tell you why a little bit later, but I mean, you're free to attend any university in any place in the world.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, because we have, I would say, open borders, but not in terms like you can do whatever you want. I mean, you have the opportunity to go in every country, right? Because right now we know that, let's say, if you're American, you have American passport, you are pretty much free to go almost anywhere. Well, probably not counting North Korea or something, right? But if you come, let's say, from India, from some African countries, even from Eastern European countries, you have to go through that process of attaining the visa, applying to all sorts of different programs or things to actually get the opportunity to enter the country, another country, just for a visit or to stay and study or work and stuff like that. So let's say Creative Society, you can travel anywhere you want, you can study anywhere you want. And let's say today you're thinking, okay, so since I'm an archaeologist, I would really love to go to Egypt and, just explore those pyramids over there.
Yes.
There you go. Boom, tomorrow you're on the plane flying to Egypt.
Sounds amazing.
Right? Or, okay, you're done with the Egyptian pyramids and then like, hey, I know that somewhere in the Latin America they have other pyramids, right? And let's say somewhere in, I don't know.
South America, somewhere.
Yeah, South America. I mean, they have pyramids all over the world. Just different kinds of them, like stepped pyramids and stuff. So anyways, like, there you go. You just hop onto the plane and go explore that, right? So, and it goes to any profession, anything you like, anything you do, and you don't have to give up on your dreams. And one tiny thing that I wanted to say, when you were talking about the fact that we're all interconnected, we're so united, we cannot even realize how much we are united, how much we're affecting each other. What I wanted to say is we had interviews with all sorts of people, and there was one interview that I watched. My friends actually took it. They interviewed an astronaut, right? And from the MKS, I'm not sure how it is going to be in English, the international station over there that is flying on the orbit, right? So what he said a really amazing thing, that we, the humanity, we are flying on one huge spaceship called planet Earth.
Right.
We're exploring that space over there. So instead of being divided, instead of fighting with each other, we just need to unite. And from over there, from the sky, you cannot see the borders.
Right.
You cannot see the colors. You cannot see, the political views, the flags, whatever.
Right.
We are one huge family. We are humanity. We have to preserve that. We have to preserve the nature because it takes care of us. So we have to take care of it as well.
Absolutely.
We have to preserve each other. We have to cherish each other. We're so different. I mean, in terms of our nationalities, in terms of our ethnicities, in terms of our cultures, but this is amazing. We should cherish each other for that, support each other.
Celebrate our differences.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
Absolutely.
So
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love every word of it, you know, and like you said, we're all connected. I think we all really just want to live peacefully, you know, and being able to raise our families and eat clean food and drink clean water and just have the basic necessities of life.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm behind it 110%. Hey, so there is something that is very important coming up on October the 7th. So I want you to tell everybody, hopefully they could be able to tune in, tell everybody about the event that's happening on October the 7th, please.
Yes, thank you so much for mentioning that, for bringing that up. Actually, on October 7th at 1 p.m. EDT, on all publicly available platforms on the internet, YouTube, Rumble, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, any platform that you know of, we will actually host a national online conference, which is going to be called Global Crisis America at the Crossroads 2024. And the goal of this conference is actually to tackle the climate change problem, not just the pollution of the environment that we all know of, that we all face right now as humanity, but also some other natural processes that are taking place inside of our planet and that are influencing us from the outside, and not just our planet but also other planets of the solar system. So we will tackle the climate change issue, we will tackle other socially important issues that we face right now as humanity that United States of America faces as well. So to every American, and not only, I would highly recommend to tune in to watch this conference. It's not going to be long, a couple of hours, but the information that you will hear there will blow your mind, to be honest, and will be of vital importance for each and every one of you guys. So please make sure to watch it. If you don't have social media, you can just go ahead and hop onto creativesociety.com website. The broadcast will be available there as well in different languages: English, Russian, German, Ukrainian, French, Italian, whatever. We usually interpret our conferences into 150 languages. I cannot even name all of those, right? It's just there are too many of those, but the great thing that everything is being done by volunteers, people who truly believe that we do need to change our world for the better, people who are not getting paid for that, people who are doing that just because they feel that this change is needed. And each and every one of you can become a volunteer. Each and every one of you can contribute just by spreading the word about the project, just by sharing this information with your friends, sharing the information about the fact that we can live like human beings. We can live a better life. We can live, not survive, right? This already makes a huge difference. And when all people in the world will be informed about the fact that we have such an opportunity, then we as humanity, can make a decision to actually implement it everywhere, in every country, on every level, and just enjoy living our life, to the fullest.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Kate, thank you so much for coming and sharing your information with us. We really appreciate it. Y'all be sure to go check out the Creative Society. Give them that webpage one more time.
Yeah, creativesociety.com. Easy and simple as that.
Easy and simple as that. The world can be a better place. We have the power. Let's put the power back into the hands of the people. Down with profit over people, and we all have the power. You have the power, you have the power, and you have the power. We all have the power to make the world a better place.
Oh, 100% agree with you on that. And guys, please remember that we are capable of making change. We have the tremendous power within ourselves that we can use for the better. We can inspire each other. We can motivate each other. It all actually starts with the thought in the head of doing something good and then sharing it with others, getting that support, motivating each other, and actually bringing it to the action, doing that action. And yeah, guys, just always remember that you're great, you're amazing, and you can make the difference. You can make the change.
Absolutely. And there it is, GSO TV coming live from Sandy Springs, and we are out. Tune in soon.